how do you think about how to deal with toxicity on a social media platform?
Yeah, our goal is to build a choose-your-own-adventure experience to Bluesky. So if you want to get in there and just talk to your close friends and have a more safe, closed experience, you can customize that. You can do things like only use feeds that show you what you want to see, install moderation services that filter what you interact with, and do things like get out of quote posts. So if you're dragged into a conversation you don't want to be in, you can get out of that. These are all things that we've built to give people more control over how they're interacting online and create a less toxic space, because you can choose to define whether you're going to go into the social app with a more PvP, player versus player mentality, where you're going to argue and dunk, or you can go in with a, I want to close circle, close friends experience and just set my default interactions going forward to everyone who I follow. And those are the only people I'm going to talk to. We think it really should be up to the user how they want to interact, and they can choose how they want their space to be.
So how can you say that Bluesky is billionaire proof? What does that even mean?
Yeah, so the core thing here is where we've tried to rethink social from first principles and build an open protocol. So this is what, at the end, guarantees that users will always have the right to leave. And that means that all the code is open source. So right now, if you want to clone Bluesky and start over with a new version of it, you can do that. You can run your own version of it. Or even within it, you can run your own feed. You can run self-hosting, just like a piece of it. And so that means that depending on what aspect you're dissatisfied with, you can find alternatives, or if they're not there, you can build them. Because let's say we made it a very obnoxious color and put flashing ads across the top of the app, then you could use a different app and access the same network. You would keep your identity, you would keep your data, and just move to a different application that doesn't do that. And so that actually aligns our incentives, because we want to keep things in a place where users want to continue using the app, they want to continue using the timelines and the features that we've built, and that's one of the core principles of alignment. That means if a billionaire came in and, bought Bluesky or took it over, or like I decided tomorrow to change things in a way that people really didn't like, then they could fork off and go on to another application. There's already applications in the network that give you another way to view the network, or you could build a new one as well. And so that openness guarantees that there's always the ability to move to a new alternative, still using the same network. All the data and all the stuff that you've already posted onto Bluesky will stay around even when you move to a new thing.
There's also been this sort of pushback on algorithms in general that we've seen. And the thing that I keep thinking is that it's not the algorithms that people dislike, it's the particular algorithms and the fact that who controls those algorithms and how they're using them for manipulation.
But the main problem I think people have experienced with algorithms is it's just one algorithm that's a black box, you don't know what it does, and you don't have any control over it in any meaningful way. I think the algorithms that have produced a lot of bad outcomes are you only have one of them, and they're mostly driven towards an ad-driven feed model. And so that means that you're getting stuff that's more engagement bait than anything else, and even if it doesn't make you feel good, you don't have an alternative other than just not use the app entirely. And so having open choice means that you can design things that work for you, and if it's not there, then think of a way to make it, put the idea out there. Maybe somebody else will make it. Having that openness is really what it makes better outcomes. Really, this is a community project, as I said before. It's open source. It's designed to build communication infrastructure that stays around, that gives people control over their experience. So it is what we make it. Get involved.
Great. Everyone, let's thank Jay.